You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Today on your Loose Women Live, it's Jane Moore, Colleen Nolan, Carol McGiffin, and Katie Piper.
Hello and welcome to the show. We've got lots coming up today. Would you rename your household items to make them sound more positive? One celebrity has, and you might be surprised or not which one of us loves a positive slogan in their own home.
Look at me.
And of course, who doesn't? Mentioning no names,
Yeah,
Carol McGiffin.
don't look at me.
Also today...
Oh!
No need to swear.
Give that to me. Such a menace with that thing.
She broke our hearts around the world for her role as Ricky Gervais's late wife in the smash hit series Afterlife. We're chatting to comedian and actress Kerry Godliman a little bit later on. And as the Strictly final edges closer, will this dancing duo be clinching the Glitterball trophy? Molly and Carlos join us to chat all things Strictly, including a rumoured dating ban. Now, congratulations to England on their 3-goal win last night, and commiserations, of course, to Wales. But what an achievement for the Welsh lads who played on the world stage for the first time in 64 years. Well, man of the match definitely went to England's Marcus Rashford, who scored twice against Wales. Marcus later dedicated his 2 goals to a friend who had passed away just days before the match after a battle with cancer. It kind of got us thinking about how people handle grief differently, because that's quite a big thing to go and play on the world stage just 2 days later, but it obviously meant something to him. But, you know...
Well, I think the thing about grief is, and I've just done a podcast relating to grief, actually, 5 episodes of that. And at first, when they told me I was doing this, I was thinking, well, that's going to be really depressing. You know, how depressing? Who's going to want to listen? But it was really interesting because every single person I spoke to, and everyone I speak to daily, on a daily basis, including myself, I don't think there's 2 people that grieve the same. You know, there's no time limit on grief. There's no right and wrong way to do it. There's no rules to do it. Everybody grieves differently, but people tend to judge people. You know, I had a friend who was a comedian years ago, and his wife died, and the day she died, he went on stage that night. Wow. As a comedian, you've got to go on and make people laugh. And everyone was like, oh, how can he do it? And his wife's just died, and he had to do it. You know, that was his way of dealing with it.
His coping mechanism.
His coping mechanism, and saying she would want me to do it, you know. And the same when my sister Bernie, you know, was dying, and she said to us, right, you can have 2 weeks of crying your eyes out because I really deserve a lot of tears. Yeah. And then after 2 weeks, I don't want you to cry anymore. I want you to get out and live because life has to go on. And those words stayed with me, and it was literally 2 weeks to the day after she died where I thought, OK, I have to go back because she told me I had to. Because it's easy to, you know, and some people can't. Some people take 6 months or a year or 2 years to get going again. And I think the main thing for anyone grieving that I came across was, in the thing that I did, was you feel a lot of guilt when you're grieving because you think, am I doing it wrong? Yeah. Why am I laughing today? I shouldn't be laughing because it doesn't mean you don't love them. And what came across was, people cried when I was talking to them, but we did laugh and it was okay.
And that goes back to people's judgment. You don't want people to think bad of you. And I think it goes for the same if you enter in a new relationship when a loved one passes away. People have a lot of judgment about when is it too soon to find, you know, a new other half. And I actually think it's very personal, it's very private, and I think a lot of people, in terms of moving on with their life, it is a coping mechanism, and work could be a welcome distraction, but it doesn't mean in private you're not still grieving when you go home. You know, you might be masking at work and getting on with things.
It does help to talk about it as well, though, doesn't it?
Massively.
Because if you do, then you know that it's always different. Because people always expect to know what to do. It's like parenting. Everyone expects to know what to do. They should know what to do. They shouldn't read so many books, if you ask me. But no one's asking me, so that's all right. I mean, with grief, it's so unique to everyone. And also, it depends. A lot of it depends on how close the person is to you, because. You know, that judgmental thing, when people just say, oh, it's too soon, she shouldn't be doing that, she shouldn't be doing... What's it got to do with them? It's got nothing to do with anyone. Yeah. There's no template,
Well,
is there,
exactly.
the only person the first person I knew who was really, really close to me was my mum, who died. And, you know, I had no idea how to feel or anything. Luckily, I didn't have to work at the time. Well, I just lost a job, so I was out of work. And it was good in a way, because I was able to just wallow, you know, just...
How long were you off for them?
Nearly a year.
Oh, that's good.
And it took nearly a year. I swear, I couldn't... It's not that I couldn't function. I got on with my life, but...
But you didn't gloss over it.
Yeah.
And that's
and the
important.
thing, what I was doing at the time wasn't sort of something that I thought I could do without feeling that grief. But when I got past the year, and I got so bored with my own misery, I just thought, right, it's time now. I've got to get on with it.
But you processed it properly.
Yeah, I don't know, I didn't deal with it. I just dealt with it in the only way
But you were lucky.
I knew I
mean, a lot of
could.
people
They still have to go to
would
work.
have to, you know, they might get compassionate leave for a short period of time, but then they'd have to go back to work. But then also for a lot of people, going back to work helps them through, because sometimes actually just being on their own, their mind is like their greatest enemy.
You can go really then into the depths of despair, and then it's really hard to come out of. And I think you're right, the best thing you can do, and there are so many people out there who can help if you haven't got family or friends, is to talk about it, because you feel grief can make you feel so alone,
so isolated,
because you're doing it differently to the next
And if you
person.
don't do that, the time will come when it will all get on top of you. You can, you know, a lot of people take antidepressants. A lot of people try to mask that feeling because they don't want to feel sad. They don't want to feel unhappy. And eventually, it's going to hit you, and it's probably going to be 10 times worse. So if you just deal with it at the time, that's my advice anyway. But I know nobody really wants my advice.
Yeah, they do.
But I think
you know, Marcus Rashford, he very much sort of made it about his friend and the goals that he scored. He did, you know, did the...
It was a tribute.
Yeah, it was like a tribute. And I do kind of get that. I mean, I'm very lucky so far, touch wood, if there's any wood in this studio. Thank you. You know, my mum is still around, and I haven't, you know, I've lost friends, but then, of course, they're my sort of peer group. And what I've done almost with that grief is to channel it into going, they would happily swap places with me.
Absolutely.
And take it as almost a positive that I'm still here and get on with my life.
Yeah, well, it's like now, you know, with the situation, how things are with the economy, and everything seems so depressing. And sometimes when I get really down, I go, Bernie would love to be here dealing with all this rather than where
Good
she is.
perspective.
And it makes me go, come on
Makes
now.
you appreciate
It really
life.
makes you
It
appreciate
does,
life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's always help and advice on our website, of course, if you've heard anything that has affected you. Still to come, never mind Christmas, what about Stressmas? Find out what that is next. And Carol and Katie go head to head as we talk about the benefits of positivity. Ooh. Guess which way round the debate's going to go on that one?
I don't know on this one.
Wow, it's a mystery. But is an upbeat attitude always the best way forward? Something tells me that Carol is going to have a bit of a view on that one.
Might.
See you after this. Welcome back. Still to come, she had us shedding tears of joy and sorrow as Ricky Gervais's beloved wife in the hit series Afterlife. We're catching up with comedian and actress Kerry Godliman a little bit later. First, though, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, yes. Or is it? Well, it's December tomorrow, and that means that Christmas, or Stressmas, should I say, is just around the corner. Endless socialising, entertaining and navigating family life can take its toll, leaving us burned out and stressed. So are we putting too much pressure on ourselves to have the perfect festive season? What do you reckon, Katie?
I'm going to split our lovely audience, I think, because I am Mrs. Christmas, so I'm that annoying.
You're wearing the
person.
dress.
I'm wearing the dress.
You look like you're wearing Santa's jumper.
Oh, that is such a thing my mum would say.
It's so short.
all right, hater. I'm joking. No. You're going to hate this, actually. November is when I order my matching Christmas pyjamas. And when I say matching, me, my husband, the kids have all got the festive pyjamas.
What is that all about? Why does everyone have to have the same pyjamas?
We do that.
Because that's how we decorate the tree. We decorate the tree in the pyjamas.
I decorated our tree last week. Me, Kira, and her boyfriend Max, and I bought us pyjamas that said Christmas crew.
Oh, I love that.
But don't you just wear the same set every year?
Well, you can do, but it's nice to go to the supermarket together and get them. It's like a little tradition, a little ritual.
So that's not very environmentally friendly, is it?
Sustainable queen.
Whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we do rewear them throughout the year until they, get wear and
But with all of that, does it stress you?
It does. Like, tomorrow's a big day in the house. The elf on the shelf comes back tomorrow. So it doesn't stress me where I don't enjoy it. It's like
what?
A
No, that
elf
elf
on the shelf.
Oh, my God.
Don't worry. I'll film it for you and show you on Instagram.
No, it's all right.
That is stressful.
But
Don't worry.
But it is stressful, as in its commitments. And if you had a few gin and tonics and you're laying in bed and you think, oh, no, is the elf out? Is he going to come? Should I go downstairs and assist him?
But why do you do it to yourself? I mean,
Because it's tradition.
Fun.
The kids love it.
Not.
And it's a countdown to the big day. You're building memento and you enjoy it. It's making the magic. And every year we sort of talk about it and look forward to it.
I've got a friend who literally starts planning in July, and she's got to get all the right bits for the table, and got to have 24 people around the table, got to have the right napkins, the right bits of tree, the right sort of burnt orange, or whatever it is they put on there. And it's just so much effort. And by the end of it, she can't enjoy it because it's just so much
So
stress.
what's your Christmas table like, Carol?
Have you seen Scrooge?
As long as it's got food and drink on it, I don't really care what else is on it. And anyway, this year it's only me and Mark. We're on our own, just us.
That's nice.
Although we are going out for Christmas lunch.
Oh, hello.
But-
So you've got no stress.
Yeah, but the rest of the time, it's just
Well,
us. so no.
62% of adults describe their stress level as very or somewhat elevated during the Christmas season. Do you relate to that?
Yes, I do, but it's a nice stress. I get stressed about, have I got have I bought this many who do I still need to buy for and all of that. But for me, that's all part of Christmas. My favourite part of Christmas is the build-up to Christmas.
Yeah, not the day.
Christmas
the build-up.
Eve is my favourite out of the whole Christmas thing. Christmas Day, actually, is a bit anticlimax. Everyone opens the presents and you go, oh, that's it then for another year. But the build-up is what I love.
Well, talking of the build-up to Christmas, this will take the stressmas away. It's competition time and your chance to win our massive Christmas prize. Gok is live for us. Hi, Gok, where are you?
Hi ladies, I'm in Solden in Austria. And let me tell you right now, one of the most magical places in the world. Check this out. Look at those mountains. It's so picturesque here, it's so wintry, it's so Christmassy, because we wanted to be somewhere gorgeous to bring you the ultimate in competitions. How do you feel like winning the whole of Christmas? Starting off with £50,000 in tax-free cash paid into your account by Christmas Day. And Christmas Day wouldn't be Christmas Day without loads of presents. Look at all of these gorgeous gifts that we'll be sending you. Over £20,000 of gifts. We've got loads of tech for you, loads of stuff from Apple, loads of stuff from PlayStation. We've got all these luxury pieces as well, Louis Vuitton, Tag, Gucci, loads of kitchen stuff, plus all the top toys for all of the kids. And the best thing is, it'll all be with you before the big day. Now, you've got to hurry up because the competition closes on Friday at 3 o'clock. Here's how you enter.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY46 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. And entrants must be contactable on the 9th of December and for 2 working days after. Good luck.
And remember, lines close at 3 p.m. on Friday, so get entering now. Whilst all those people up there go skiing, I'm going to go and sort out the après. See you in a bit. Get me a drink.
Thanks, Scott. He's off for a little cheeky glue vine there, I reckon. Now then, here's an idea to boost your mood. Bear Grylls has revealed that he renames items in his home to give them a more positive twist. So, little test here for our resident positivity expert. Carol, what do you reckon this is?
I think it's an alarm clock.
No. It is an opportunity clock, according to Bear Grylls. Yes. According to Bear Grylls, he's taken out the negative word that means, obviously, alarm. It's an opportunity clock. It marks heralds the start of another day of opportunities.
Seize the day.
Oh, my... Look, I'm just not cut out for this world anymore. I'm really not. I mean, I think positivity is overrated. And I don't mean that in the sense that I'm never positive. I am. But the fact that everyone's got to be positive all the time is it's a pressure. And I hate it when people say to me, oh, you're so negative. I like being negative, actually. I like having bad days, because if you don't have bad days, how are you going to know when you have a good day?
Yeah.
And it's like, people have got to stop pretending that everything's great, because it's not. But it isn't, though. Stop it!
And that's it. That's the topic covered. No, you're right. No, but you are, because you're leaning into toxic positivity, which you're right, that's not real. You need to be authentically positive. And I do think, you know, positive terminology is scientifically proven, and whether they're negative or positive, words are really powerful, and they really impact how we act, how we feel, how we portray ourselves, and then how other people treat us. And I do think there's something to be said for, if things are really tough, they're tough anyway. So why not change your mindset? Why not reframe your thoughts?
But when you try and force other people to be like that when they don't feel like being like that, it's really annoying.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't, you shouldn't demonise other emotions. All emotions are valid, and if you are angry, you are sad.
No, but some
you have to feel
people
it.
are 24/7 negative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to say to them, can we just see...
I'm not!
Normally it's people in seat 3.
Oh, none taken.
But yeah, I think some people find it hard to find any positivity in life. And I know, I have a friend who's got a really, really hard life and all of that, but she's constantly focusing only on the negative. The fact she's breathing is a positive after everything she's been through.
There's always something.
And there's always something to be positive about.
That's what I call a negative Nelly.
Oh, honestly.
Energy
vampire.
Well,
emotional vampire.
You choose the narrative in your life, and then if you're the storyteller and you're always telling that story, you just sort of live that.
Yeah,
You're
do
a bit of
live
a
it.
fan of signs,
Oh, I
aren't
love
you?
a sign. I do love a sign. I don't mean a sign.
What have you got round your house, then?
I've got loads of signs.
Oh, no, not those big letters spelling love. Home, as if you didn't know where you are.
I've got a sign about home, actually. I've got a sign about home that says...
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it.
I've actually got a sign
Joking.
that says, home is not a place, it's a feeling. Which
Oh, I
is
love
completely
that,
right,
love
and
that,
which is
yeah.
totally true.
Funny.
And I've also got one that says, take chances and only regret the things you didn't do. Which
What
is on
about,
my
what's the
wall,
other
so
one?
I
Live,
always...
love, what is it?
Live, love, laugh.
laugh,
Actually, no,
something
that
like
was my last book.
We could definitely live together, me and you,
Yes,
couldn't we?
yeah.
Let's take a little, talking of signs, let's take a little look at this TikTok that's doing the rounds.
So we got the laugh, love, live mirrors here. We got live, love, laugh. We go in the bathroom here. We got live, laugh, love. We come out here to the rug. We got live, laugh, love. We go over here. We got live, laugh, love. We come over here. We got life, live, love, laugh. Live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love.
Oh, you see that?
You see that?
But you don't buy into that.
I want
That
to
is
know how he got in my house. That's
To me, that is completely stressful.
It
They'd
is.
all go in the skip.
No, it's nice when
Right.
you're feeling down. Anyway, go on.
But you've got to remember to
Still
live.
to come. She starred as the lovable Lisa in Ricky Gervais's black comedy series Afterlife. We're catching up with actress and comedian Kerry Godliman right after this.
Tomorrow, it's your favourite Strictly love story. The Wanted Max George and the magnificent Maisie Smith join the Loose Women in their first TV interview since becoming official. They'll talk twirling their way to romance, living life in the limelight, and where the love will lead them next. That's tomorrow on Loose Women.
Welcome back to your Wednesday Loose Women. Joining me, Jane Moore, living, laughing and loving all the way till 1:30. It's our beacon of positivity, Colleen Nolan. Our beacon of goodness knows what, Carol McGiffin. And our little ray of sunshine on the end there, Katie Piper. Still to come today, ahead of their musical-inspired performance this weekend, Strictly's Molly and Carlos are taking a break from rehearsals to drop by for a little visit. Plus, which of them has been banned from dating? Well, they reveal all a little bit later. But now, with more than 100 million views since its debut in 2019, Ricky Gervais's Afterlife has become the most watched British Netflix comedy series of all time. Our next guest made us laugh and cry in her role as Ricky's much-loved late wife, Lisa.
I don't want you to grieve forever. I mean, grieve a bit. I want everyone in floods at the funeral. But don't spiral, don't obsess. Keep going. Get up. Don't mope about in bed all day. Get out, open the curtains, enjoy the sun while you can.
Such a brilliant show. Please welcome Kerry Godliman. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to be here.
So obviously we've started with a clip of Afterlife, so let's just go in on that.
Yeah.
I mean, such a huge show, and I suppose anything that Ricky does is always going to get a pretty good response.
Yeah.
But that was mega.
Unbelievable.
When whoever it was rang you to say, do you want to be in this? What was your thought? Because it's sort of on paper, it's a strange role, isn't
Yeah, it is. And it was him that asked me to do it. He said, I've got this idea. Do you want to be in it? Do you want to play my dead wife? And I didn't know what that meant. I was like, well, what, like a corpse or a ghost? What? And then he explained that the only times you see Lisa, it's not in real time in the show. It's always like him looking back. So that's the context you see her in.
So there's the live flashbacks, isn't there? And then there's the videos that she's left
So all
for
the
him.
bits, those bits, Ricky shot on a phone.
Yeah.
To make it look as real as possible, yeah.
Oh,
so sometimes, like, in a normal filming day when they're doing the normal bits, and then I'd turn up and he'd go, right, let's go for a walk, and we just go into, you know, the shops or the
that
park.
little speech in that clip from your character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very sort of touching and sort of moving, but then I think she finished it off with her saying, don't forget to feed the dog or something.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that's the beauty of the programme, I think, because it's really, really sad and touching, but it's really funny.
And actually feeding the dog is what keeps him going.
Keeps him
isn't
alive,
it?
yeah.
Absolutely. I think that is the spirit of the show, is that you're having a real conversation about the inevitability of death, and then, by extension, grief. That's life.
It was so huge in lockdown, wasn't it?
It was.
I know you've done lots of other roles as well before, but did you notice that your level of recognition went up quite a notch when you were out and about?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And it was odd because it happened in the pandemic, which, I mean, season 1 came out before, but obviously it has grown, and then season 3 came out in the middle of... So even the best schedulers couldn't have engineered that. And then I did realise when we came back out, like I was on tour when I came back out, and I think my sales were shifted a little bit on the back of being known more.
Thanks, Ricky.
Wasn't the role kind of based on you and also Ricky's partner?
Oh,
Jane
yeah, I
a
think
little bit.
Jane played her part in it, yeah. I
Because
mean-
wasn't there moments where you thought, oh, poor Jane, I bet he's done that.
Well, the
What is his name?
pranking, yes,
yeah.
but in a way, underneath that is a love letter
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to their long. They've been together years.
And obviously, you've also got you've got a leading role now in Whitstable Pearl, which is in its second series. Tell us what that is. A detective genre. We love a detective drama, don't we?
Detective drama. It's so good. It's like an episode. It's got murder. It's got romance. It's got the seaside. There's everything there.
Well, you know what Whitstable's got? Janet Street Porter, so you need to be
I've
careful.
heard that. Yes.
Honestly.
Yes,
Walking on that
seaside.
beach, just watch
I will.
yourself.
Well, I have looked out for her.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is she? Where is
Let's take a little look at a clip.
I'm Pearl Nolan. I'm the private detective.
I ain't got time for this. I've got a murder in Sheppey, a pub robbery in Canterbury.
You look like you need a beer.
Thanks, I think.
Oh, you can't stop this.
There's a child missing. We can't afford to get this wrong.
Then trust me.
Clock's ticking.
You know, I did a bit of my own detective work the other day.
Great, more amateurs playing detective.
What's that supposed to mean?
They arguing already.
It's just their way of saying hi.
So Sue as well, she was sort of like a single mum working in a restaurant. She sort of fancied herself as a bit of a detective.
The backstory is that she'd been in the police when she was young, and then she got pregnant. She was a single parent, and she'd had to give that up. And then she wanted to come back to that later.
And now in this series, she's like full on.
She's gone for it now, because her son sort of, one of the storylines is she has a bit of empty nest syndrome, and then she's like, right, I'm going to throw myself at this other thing.
And you're the lead role.
Yeah.
This is your first time being the lead.
It's so exciting, I love it.
Big responsibility as well, though, isn't it?
I don't think about that.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't worry about that.
Positive.
I just really am glad for it. I really enjoy it. I really like the show.
Didn't you nearly give up acting at one point?
When I first left drama school, it was tough. You know, it is tough, and I just found stand-up, and stand-up made me... I was able to earn a living from it and stay in performance.
Yeah.
And then for a long time, I just did both. Like, I did a bit of acting sometimes, but worked the circuit. I did warm-up on Loose Women, I think.
Did you?
Years ago, I did warm-up for Loose Women.
Welcome back.
Really? Oh, thanks very much. I just suddenly remembered that. It's like 10 odd years ago. No, I don't think you were. I can't remember. It was a while back. Anyway, but you just sort of work the circuit, you know, and for a long time, both those things trucked along independently of each other. And then I think because of working with Ricky, they sort of started to...
I also think when you've done stand-up, you can do anything. That is a tough gig.
It can be, yeah. Although this was a nice gig. I remember enjoying doing this one. But, yeah, they can be tough. But it's a nice thing to go into a room and make everyone laugh.
Can I ask you then, as a comedian, do you believe in the power of positivity? We were talking about it
Well,
earlier.
yes and no, but I can have Carol days too. I can... And a lot of comedy is angry and it's expressing frustration. That is what makes good comedy, is when people have a good rant.
Well, they say a lot of comedians are sort of, you know, not very happy people.
They
and
can
that's
have a
what makes
reputation
them
for that.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just cathartic, isn't it? It's just getting it all out.
Because you would think, actually, that Ricky Gervais was a right miserable old sod, but he's not really.
No, he's not, is he? He's quite cheerful.
Something goes like his comedy is basically moaning about everything.
A lot of it is.
Yeah.
It's just kind of moaning with punchlines.
But that's what makes it funny.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You can relate to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
It's
comedy
actually just
like
nice seeing somebody represented on screen that isn't just being sort of like bland the whole time, that is really sort of showing real emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
In all its ugliness sometimes.
Well, that's what makes good drama, is you do have to show all the shading, you know, the light and the dark.
Oh, it's been so nice to have you here, Kerry. And talking of good drama, Whitstable Pearl is on Acorn TV every Monday. I think they release a different episode every week.
Yeah,
right?
they're eking it out.
So we can't do a binge.
I get it, because people just binge it. You're like, no,
Can't do a binge.
Spread it out.
Thank you for coming in. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Still to come, they could be lifting the Glitter Ball trophy in this series of Strictly. Molly and her dance partner Carlos tell us how training for Musical Week is going. And if you love a lion on Christmas Day, spare a thought for Noddy Holder's wife. It relates to this song. We'll reveal all right after this.
back. Strictly's Molly and Carlos are standing by to chat to us next. Jazz hands and all. But first, imagine being in a deep, cosy slumber and then waking up to this.
It's Christmas!
Yes, Noddy Holder's wife, Maureen, has revealed that he screams his Christmas catchphrase first thing in the morning during the festive season. And they're still married. How do you think...
Well, actually, because he only does it in the... If he was doing it all year, he'd have a pillow over his face. But because he does it in... because he only does it leading up to Christmas, it's funny. It would make me laugh initially. After that, by the end of December, no, it's all right, Noddy, it's not funny anymore. Actually, I take that back because that's driving me mad.
I know, it's getting on my nerves already, Carol.
Yeah, that's enough. What?
Well, how would you feel if Mark did that every morning?
Well, he wouldn't do that, but he has got a bit of a, a mantra first thing in the morning. It is, where's my coffee? I'm not joking. Every morning.
He's a brave man.
Where's
He
my
is.
coffee? And I do normally take him his coffee, but...
That's nice.
Yeah. But, I wouldn't mind Noddy Holder shouting that out to me if I was married to him and I happened to be getting the royalties he must be getting from that
you wouldn't mind the royalties, yeah.
Because the song does drive you mad, doesn't it? As soon as you start hearing it, it's like, oh, here we go, already, and it's only September.
It's Christmas!
They're having such a laugh up there.
I know, literally, like, already. Katie?
So I wouldn't say Richie's got any annoying habits in the morning, but we do have our little rituals. So our youngest child's only 4, so she still gets up in the night and she comes in with some reason to chat to us at 2 a.m. and it's like, my blanket's fallen off, empty my potty, wipe my bum. You'd love it. Get the old wipes out. Yeah. So the first thing we say to each other in the morning is, did she come in last night? Because we take it in turns, and the one that was comatose won't remember. So we'll have a proper little chat. We'll sometimes have a kiss. Nothing further, not at 6 a.m. But it's actually our moment just to speak.
And then does he shout that?
No, he doesn't shout that, no, funny enough.
It's Christmas. Does he shout, it's Christmas?
Gets the mistletoe.
We've had some comments, haven't we, Carl?
We've had some great comments. So what annoying things does your partner do in the morning? Wayne says, wakes up.
Harsh.
Angela says, everything. Dawn says, keeps trying to talk to me.
This sounds like a
Jody
divorce.
puts his alarm on an hour before he needs to be up. He goes back to sleep, but I'm then awake. Oh, that's a nightmare. Emma says, turns all the lights on when I'm still asleep and sits on his phone loudly.
How do you sit on your phone?
Where's Fiona? Fiona says, pokes me in the back.
Less said about that, the better, I think. Right, it's competition time again, and we are back to Gok live for us in Austria. Hi, Gok.
Hi, ladies. I mean, look at this. It is so gorgeous. We're in Sölden, Austria. Check out these views right now. These mountaintops are spectacular with all the snow on top. In fact, they're truly magical, as is this competition for you to win the whole of Christmas, starting off with £50,000 in tax-free cash paid into your account before the big day. Plus, all of these presents. Look at all of these gifts for you. We've got top name designers like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Tag Heuer. We've got loads of tech for you from Apple, PlayStation, from Nintendo as well. We've also got all this kitchen stuff as well. Kitchen aids, DeLonghi, Ninja air fryers, you name it, we've got it. Plus, we want to service those kids as well to make sure that they're happy with all of this season's latest toys. And the best thing is, all of this stuff will be delivered to you in time for Christmas, plus decks, plus your Christmas dinner as well. But you've got to hurry up because lines close at 3 p.m. on Friday, and here's how you enter.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY46 PO Box 7558 Derby DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close this Friday at 3 p.m. And entrance must be contactable on the 9th of December and for 2 working days after. Good luck.
And with £50,000 in tax-free cash, you can treat yourself and all your loved ones to an incredible hotel like this, Das Central in Austria. But get entering right now, and good luck. Remember, Friday, 3 p.m, it closes. Love ya.
Thanks, Scott. Me and Colin on a plane later to come and join you there. That looks fantastic. Now then, she first burst onto our TV screens in 2012 when, at the age of 11, her singing skills helped her become the youngest ever finalist on Britain's Got Talent. Fast forward a decade and Molly Rainford is still wowing the judges, this time for her moves on the Strictly dance floor.
Molly Rainford and Carlos Gould.
This is exactly the sort of dance I expect to see from you.
End of the evening, but with you guys, I want to start it all over again.
To say you were in the dance-off last week, you came back and you were determined. I loved it.
Can't wait to see more, darling.
We'd like to see some styling and shape. And you gave it me all.
And you style!
Please welcome Molly and Carlos. Hi, guys. Hello.
Fabulous.
Oh, what a little ray of sunshine you both are.
Yeah.
So, Musicals Week, how exciting. What are you going to be dancing and what are you dancing it to?
So we're doing a Charleston, which I'm so excited about. Literally, since I've watched Strictly, I've always wanted to do a Charleston. And we're doing it to Chicago.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. It's intense.
Yeah.
It's a very energetic dance. There's a lot of steps. And I feel like, well, for this dance, because it's a specialist dance, we have extra choreographers, and I feel like they're really pushing me this week.
But
I'm
also,
excited.
because this is a Charleston dance, and she always wanted from the day one in her Strictly journey. So finally, we got to do it in the Charleston, and she learned it so quick.
Because you're enjoying it. How many hours do you spend training?
Wow, quite a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we do like a good hour for lunch. Though. We're very
The must.
We're big foodies, us. two.
And is Carlos strict?
He is. He's a strict teacher. He's firm but fair, though.
Oh, I like
But, you know, you guys are very, very good. So it's been a shock that you've been in the dance-off, what, 3 times now?
Yeah.
3 times.
So how do you cope? How does it feel when that red light goes on?
Well, yeah, it's not the nicest feeling, and obviously, like you said, we've been there a couple of times. But to be honest, it's not even the dance stuff that makes it kind of hard. It's the fact that, you know, we're all getting really close in this competition. So you're always up against, you know, someone you love.
Your mate.
Yeah, your friend. And also, you know how hard they're working as well. So you're like, why are we both here? I don't know. But, you know, the good thing is, like, we've got good, you know, coping mechanisms for
Carlos,
it now.
you've got a little technique, haven't you?
Yeah.
Go
like,
on.
Like in the dance-off, you know, sometimes people get a panic or, you know, stress. I always saying, when I know we're going to do a dance, like, you know, after we've been called, we're doing dance-off, like, sing Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah,
Can
he
you
always
actually
sings to
sing?
me.
Is that a positive experience?
Yeah, can you
Yeah. No, he can.
I did my best.
Sometimes he says he can sing better than me, and I go, well, can you let me have the singing because you have the dancing?
Has there been a time when you've gotten to the last 2 or the dance-off again and you've thought, oh, we'll just go out now because I can't be bothered? Do you ever think like that?
No, never.
Because I would.
No, never.
We try and take it as a positive. We're like, well, at least we get to do the dance again, you know?
I think during one of our dance, I literally said to her in the without shows, I said, I'd rather actually if we in the dance because I love this dance, I want to do it again. Sometimes it's the dance you want to do.
What has been your favourite dance so far? Or your hardest dance? The one you've struggled with, maybe?
I don't know. My hardest dance, I found the jive quite hard, didn't I? Just because, you know, it takes a lot of energy, but also it's so technical. And I thought, oh, it's just a bit of kicking, you know. But no. It's a lot more than that.
Before we started, she thought jive would be easy, but when we get into it, she was like, it's absolutely nothing
And they're so strict on those technicalities, aren't they?
They are.
Pull you up on it.
Those judges don't miss anything.
Yeah. You know what? We've seen you perform, you know, on BGT. Like, we'll never forget that. You're so. I mean, you're still so young now. You're only 22, but it's a different type of performing going on Strictly. And I wondered if you do still get really nervous.
Oh, completely. I mean, yeah. The only difference being is singing is what I do, you know, every day. You know, in the shower, home, wherever it is. But this one, I was always a bit worried. I was like, am I going to be more nervous? Am I not going to love it? Am I going to be scared when I get out there? But I just love performing, so I feel like when I'm on that floor, something just takes over.
Yeah, I think it shows.
I think
it really shows.
And just having him there is also quite nice. Usually I'm up on my own.
It's your first experience of Strictly too, isn't it? I know you're really good mates with Nancy, who sort of talked you through it, but have you loved every second of it? What has surprised you about it?
This is my first Strictly, and also it's my first telly, so I never worked in telly. Then I think everything about Strictly is everything that I imagine and more. Like, people, the crew, everybody in this team are so good and so kind, so nice. In my first year, and they make me feel so warm and like home.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every single moment.
Yeah. You seem like such a positive person, and we've been talking about that all morning.
Here she goes.
But actually,
I love positive
is
vibes.
that to do with being a Buddhist? Because that's a very, you know, it's very spiritual. You affirm things, you put things out to the universe.
Absolutely. Like, I've really positive. I look in the things only in the positive vibe. I know there's negative, but the mentality is very important in our life. Also, is being, I have a religion, and I believe you be kind, you be sweet, just be kind for people. Thinking the positive will helps you become who you are. And I'm really glad that who I am. Even the show, Molly, she really gets stressed the first time she went dance off in the journey, and I always says to her, it's nothing you can lose, because in the dance-off is the journey and the challenge for you in your life. Maybe you're not in Strictly, but you are in somewhere else. In the same time, you're facing the challenge. So the challenge wouldn't gone. It's not about where you are, it's about time. So you have to face it, and you have to encourage yourself to break through and to make mature and make stronger.
Well, you do manifest.
Sorry, have you? One of you's put a dating ban on the other. Which way around is it?
So it was so funny because everyone's always asking, you know, they want to know who's into who on Strictly, and I'm like, what time do you have to date? And then he was like, no, you're not allowed anyway. You need to be practising 24/7.
Very strict.
Yeah. And at this point in time, do you actually secretly think that you've got a chance to win?
Whoa.
I mean, obviously you have a chance, but do you think you will? You're positive? Do you think you sit there going, we're going to win, we're going to win?
Manifesting
No,
it.
like, I don't think we're going to say we're going to win, but we're going to do exactly what we need to do to approach that glitter ball.
Yeah.
We don't think in the glitter ball, but we're doing exactly how we can do it.
This is the quarterfinals now, isn't it? So we're here.
10 shows in.
Yeah, and it's slightly different this week, obviously because of the World Cup. So Strictly this week is on Friday at 8 p.m. and the results show is 5:40 on Saturday.
Bloody football
Guys,
weekend.
thank you so much for coming in. Best of luck. Absolute pleasure to see you. That is it for today. Tomorrow we're joined by Lovebirds, Maisie Smith and Max George, and EastEnders Charlie Brooks. Until then, have a lovely afternoon.